Jaya Guru Shivaya. Shivaya. Jaya Guru
Namah Shivaya, Om 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 Namah Shivaya, Shiva 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 Shiva. Shiva Shivaya Nama Om.
Shiva 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 Shivaya Namo.
Har 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 Om Namah Shivaya.
Har 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 Om Namah Shivaya.
Har 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 Om Namah Shivaya.
Har 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 Om Namah Shivaya.
Har 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 Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Gurudev. I wanted to share a story about a master and a disciple. I spontaneously felt like I want to share this story, so I came. So, you know that the tradition of master and disciple has been going on for thousands of years, since time immemorial, at least in the Indian civilization, and now it has spread across everywhere. And today is the day of Guru Poornima, which Gurudev says it's not just the day of the Guru, it is the day of the disciple. Actually, every person is a seeker, is a learner. We are learning something whether we want it or not. We are seeking something whether we want it or not. At least at the very minimum, we are seeking happiness, joy, connection, love. So we are all seekers. And the Guru comes at a point in life when we are ready to show us the path towards these eternally. Not just as an passing experience, but something that can stay, that joy, peace and love can stay as an eternal experience. So there was one such disciple whose seeking had become so powerful that he was like, okay, now I need to put everything aside and just listen to what my master is saying and make that the core principle of my life. And he, with this seeking in his heart, he went to the master. And the master can already read the heart of the disciple. And he could already feel what he is seeking to. But he still waited for the disciple to first ask the question. So he asked that what is the core truth of life? What is the core truth? Like I've heard about Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, the various different energies. But what is the underlying eternal truth? He said it is that which you cannot see and also that which you can see. There is no difference. Sometimes at the first stage, the master says, pause. Pause everything. Take your attention away from all the scenery, from the body, and just turn inwards. And once the mind has turned inwards, then he says, come on, now look outwards. Everything that you see is also part of the infinity. The infinity is not just that which you cannot see, that which is inexpressible. The expressible is also infinity. So he says, from now on, you bow down to every object. Have reverence for every being, every person. Even every object, whether it is a chair you're sitting on, the cushion you're sitting on, your body, or the utensils you cook with, the food you have cooked, the food you're eating. Have reverence for everything. And his listening to this, the disciple's heart was so full. He was like, he was on seventh heaven. He felt like he walked out and he could feel the divinity in everything that he could see. He walked in a forest and he could connect to every leaf, every plant, every tree. He was in bliss, with open eyes. And now in this forest, he saw an elephant charging towards him. He felt reverence towards the elephant. It was a wild elephant. And it was charging straight towards him. The path was like straight leading towards him. And he was not scared at all. He was like, nothing is going to happen to me. The God or the Almighty, the All-Powerful resides in this elephant. It won't harm me. It cannot. It just cannot happen. And Elephant kept charging. On the top of the elephant was a driver. And the driver said, "Get out of the way. This elephant is wild. Get out of the way." And this guy was just in bliss. Nothing is going to happen to him. And what happened? Guess what? The elephant kept charging, and with its trunk, it threw this person on the side, and he got badly injured. Now this disciple was in a very, very confused state. Like, what should I do now? He was so injured, he could have died, but he didn't die. But after some time, he somehow started to walk, and some people were passing by and they recognized him. And they said, "Okay, now let's take him." They could recognize which person, which master he belongs to. And they took him to the master, and he was very disappointed. He was like, "Master, you told me that God resides in everything. Why did the elephant punish me like this?" And then the master understood what happened. And he said, "Firstly, you didn't die. See the grace behind that. The elephant could have stepped over you and you would have been crushed to pieces. He just threw you aside, you didn't die. Secondly, don't you see, if the God is in everything, that the driver was also shouting, 'Get out of the way'? Why did you see God in the driver and get out of the way?" So he said, now this is another lesson. You see the God in everything through your heart. But when acting, use your discrimination. Use the discrimination between what is good and what is not. And this brought even more reverence to him, listening to this from the master. That was his story. Anyone else wants to share anything? Nidhi? Can you please share some story? Kayuri ji is traveling from India. She's from Gujarat and she's a full-time teacher in Art of Living. She's teaching silence course and Sahaj course and part 1 course and many other courses which I don't know.
It's enough.
Let's give her a big hand.
Should I tell some deep stories? Should I share?
From your own experience.
Yeah, I should share from my own experience. So I have already shared it here once. I can share this once again. So I was traveling to Guwahati. Guwahati is the northeast part of India. And we were preparing for Gurudev's visit to Guwahati. And it started raining over there. And when it rains in Guwahati, it rains for continuous 3 days. And it's a hilly region. So water are till the knee. On the 3rd day, people will stop coming out of the home. मतलब जन व्यवहार सारा रुक जाता है, ऐसा हो जाता है. तो on the very first day, am I audible at the back? Okay, so I will see to it that I speak English continuously. I might come up with some Hindi words. Maybe you all can help me there. Okay. So the organizer was so curious that on the very first day, he said, "Oh, it started raining." He said he saw the weather forecast, and he said, "This is going to rain for 3 days now." So we were preparing for Gurudev's visit for 1 lakh people in the town. And he started building a roof, building tent, there was one very senior teacher with us, Bijit Bhaiya. He is no more with us now. So Bijit Bhaiya told the organizer, he was a leading teacher in the chapter there. He told, hey, we don't require all these things. Let us focus on pulling people and telling more and more people to reach out to Gurudev. The organizer said, see, you have come from Gujarat. The Bridget Bhaiya also belongs to Gujarat. So, Bridget Bhaiya was, his ideas were rejected, getting rejected. And Bridget Bhaiya kept telling everybody, don't waste money over all these pandals and all these stands. We don't need it. When Gurudev will come, everything will get settled. But the organizer said that it is our experience. We have grown up here in Guwahati. Rain doesn't stop, and water definitely comes till the knee, and people don't come out of their home. And we don't want to host Gurudev like that. So he kept putting his money, he kept collecting money from people, but the event also needed money. So he was a rich man, although he kept money from his pocket also. But then by the third day, due to lack of labor availability also, we could have only pandal, roof built for the 10,000 people. And literally it happened that it did not stop, rain did not stop, and city was, people were having water till knees in the town. But people came out of their home and came to attend the satsang, and I could see, I was volunteering in a stall at the backside. I could see Gurudev attending to everyone because everyone was standing in the pandal. No one could sit. The whole floor was, the whole ground was wet. It did not dry up till the third day when Gurudev was having satsang. So 2 hours people kept singing and dancing in Gurudev's presence, and Gurudev was also in blessing mode. What did Gurudev say at the end of the satsang? You know what? You all have did tapas today. You all have come in rain to attend the satsang. So today you are blessed with a boon. You all can make a wish tonight before sleeping, and that will be fulfilled. This is what I have seen with Gurudev. Whenever Gurudev sees somebody doing seva selflessly, or they spend some time to go for satsang. If it is hard to reach to satsang, that is called tapas. The obstacles which you bear to reach till the satsang. All these obstacles, if you cross and reach to satsang, then it is called tapas. And this becomes our credit. अपना पुण्य का पुतली बढ़ता रहता है ऐसे.
The bag
So,
of
bag of
or good deeds keep on rising.
merits. Those bag of merits keep growing bigger and bigger. So Gurudev once said, coming to satsang will not give you much thing, but if you miss a satsang, you will lose so much in life. So for satsang, we should have that commitment. Okay, oh, today is Sunday, I have to go for satsang. I cannot miss this satsang. As we know, satsang is the company of good. So I was so enjoying amidst all of you, like everyone was singing and watching Gurudev having his darshan. I really liked it. I really loved it today, being amidst you all.
I will also add just few words about Didi, Kyori Didi. So I think 4 to 5 years ago, Kyori Didi was in Vrindavan. So there is a very beautiful, Vrindavan is a beautiful town. Those who have not seen it, it is completely immersed in the love for Lord Krishna and devotion. So there is a beautiful ashram where Guruji has visited, and Guruji had sanctified that and seen that and met a very old sage Gurudev and blessed the ashram. And in that ashram, I had advanced course with Kevirdi. So we were there for 4 days in Vrindavan and doing the advanced course. It was really very amazing and an experience to remember.
We had learned of Seva also, intro talks.
Intro talks in Aligarh also.
So, I would like to listen to your stories also. Anyone wants to come with voluntary can come.
Okay. So, Jai Gurudev, happy Guru Poornima to all of you.
Oh,
That's
very
something
happy.
First of all, as you rightly said, Didi, we are so happy that we have a center, first of all.
Yeah.
Place where we all can meet. Of course, we have homes, but nothing like a place like center which really connects people. So please keep coming, don't miss this, be it follow-ups or whatever. We are all here. Most of you are mostly here, but please take this time, as you rightly said, this is so important reminder for all of us that looking at each other, especially after COVID, isn't it? It's different to look at each other's face and really enjoy the company. Right? Of course, I think we'll start planning more of the 3 M's that Gurudev was saying: music, meditation, and meals. Put together. So I think stories really, I don't know, everyone, all of us know, but I think one Guru story I'll share, which was very close to my heart, and I think I've shared with most of you. But that was when my daughter Niyati, when she was, I think 4-5 years back, she had a very severe health condition. She picked up typhoid from India. We came from India, but in Germany they didn't know this tropical disease, right? They were not aware of this disease called typhoid. So they treated her for many other things. They treated her for malaria, and she had in Fahrenheit 105. That was the temperature she was going through. And we took her to the Clementine Hospital, which is right here. And so when we had the center, when we looked at the center here, I was like, oh my God, it's more like a burden for me to come through this way, because it was really like we lose her. That was the situation. It was very bad. For 10 days of 105 fever. And then they had to take her in emergency to the Uniclinikum because they could not support her. And the doctors were coming and taking a picture of her, literally, because we have seen this only in the books. That was the statement that the doctor said. So it was very scary for me and Karthik. Karthik is my husband. And when we went to the ICU, there the main doctor, he said, he showed us some Google, some research, and he said, we have seen this, we have never attended to this. So you sign and give us that, anything can happen. We're going to try it on your daughter for the first time. This was the senior doctor in the ICU. And we were like, what to do? We were looking at each other's face. We didn't have time to even, cry or express what was going on. So, and then somehow, I think Karthik had a meeting in India. He was taking care of, he's still taking care of Sri Prabha, one of the directors. So he had some meeting in India with some other directors over there. And through them, he just said that I can't attend the meeting because our daughter isn't there. So through that, somehow I think he was next to Gurudev and he happened to tell or what happened. We got a phone call. We are sitting in that cafe, where the surgery is going on, and we received the call. And then it was Arvind Bhaiya. Arvind is also taking care of this. Gurudev wants to talk, and then we were like shivering. Gurudev wants to talk suddenly out of nowhere. Gurudev doesn't fall like that, right? And then he said, what happened? And then Karthik said, Gurudev. And Karthik is like, suddenly, nothing Gurudev, fever. What happened? Nothing was coming at that moment. I said, nothing will happen. She has had water, very clearly. She's had water, some, contaminated water. She'll be out of it. Okay, don't worry. And then he kept, that's it. For me, it was like, accumulated, whatever you call it, stress or fear or whatever, it just broke as if the sky broke. I just yelled and I cried. And then that's it. Both of us were super confident. Come, let's have some coffee. Gurudev has said nothing will happen. And literally, she was there in the hospital for the next, I think, 3 weeks. and then she is what she is right now. So we believe that so really what I wanted to share was, that uncertainty that happened to us during that time. And we sincerely prayed because we were already in the path, we are doing Kriya, and everything is, you're taken care of. I think that was a beautiful thing that I want to share with each of you. Sometimes it might appear as if, you're alone, you're, somewhere, what is happening to me, no one cares. But seriously, from your, this special place in your heart, you're taken care of. I think more and more we are together, we are sharing like this. We are a big family here, right? So
end the story which I narrated. So the second part of the story goes like this. Event happened, everybody went home happily with the blessings of Gurudev, the boon of Gurudev, which Gurudev gave. And then we were sitting in the Gurudev's guest house. Everybody came, took blessings and went away, and then came the turn for teachers and volunteers and organizers to sit around Gurudev. So we had light chat, and then Gurudev started organizer's ear, and then he asked what happened. Phil, organizer told that, Gurudev, you know what, it started raining 3 days back, and we just took a decision of making pandal and make this arrangement, and we could just do arrangement for 10,000 people here. So Gurudev said, if you would not have made pandal, this whole ground would have been filled. 1 lakh people would have come for this satsang. So, and then Gurudev came up with this statement which really strikes my heart every time. He said, as much as your capacity is there to arrange, you arrange. मतलब उसको हिंदी में कैसे कहेंगे, आप जितना बड़ा सोच के ऑर्गेनाइज करते हो ना, उतना हो जाता है by grace. So grace works by your sankalpa. If your sankalpa is big, grace will work for that big cause. But if your sankalpa is small, grace will work for that cause.
Intention.
So, intention, yeah, sankalpa, intention. So Gurudev just said this one line. If you would not have made this pandal, 1 lakh people would have visited this satsang. We all got, Bridget Bhaiya started crying literally at that moment. Okay, my words Gurudev kept so well in front of organizer. Organizer was boasting with ego that it was me who took the charge to create the pandal in the ground, and but then he was also at loss, I could say, although Gurudev manages every loss in his own amazing ways,
So our next offering in this center will be Lemurian Yoga. Lemurian Yoga we will have from 5th to 7th of August. What is Lemurian Yoga? Actually, nobody knows. It's a new form of yoga that Sri Gurudev has introduced. He talked about it very briefly in a recent knowledge session. He said Lemurian was a continent which was like Asia, Africa and Australia, they were all together one piece of land. And that land was called Lemurian. So in that, when these lands were together, that ancient times, like how many thousands of years ago, and since that time this yoga is being practiced. So it's a very special form of yoga, but I don't know how special because I have not practiced it. But I am still vouching for it because I know that every gift that comes out of Gurudev has some different kind of magic. So I will be attending that, and some of us are already quite keen to know what this new magic is. But so far the feedback we have heard from other people in other cities is that it allows you to slow down. Sometimes our mind is running too fast and we have already many techniques to slow it down. Sometimes it still doesn't slow down. So this one really helps. to slow down. When the mind slows down, actually we are much more effective, much more efficient. We can take decisions much more crystal. Right? And is that our experience also? Yeah. So that is Lemurian Yoga. 5th to 7th of August. And we have continuing the Kriya follow-ups every Thursday at 7 o'clock. And happiness programs are happening once or twice every month. Yeah.
Twice.
So we will post the link where you can see the upcoming courses in our center and in our group, and everyone is part of the WhatsApp group. And also, so the Kriya follow-ups are every Thursday on 7 o'clock and Sundays at 5 o'clock. And now we also have a new Sahaj Samadhi teacher in town. So we will also have a Sahaj Samadhi follow-up for those who have done this practice every last Saturday of the month. So which is this coming Saturday, 27th of July at 6 o'clock. So we'll do some warm-ups, Sahaj Samadhi meditation, and we will also read one page from Yoga Vasishtha on this.
So now is that wonderful Sahaj Samadhi. Who is the new? He is the new Sahaj.
जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल 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 जय जय राधा
Big round of applause for all.
Then we have food also outside in the kitchen.
Yay!
How are you? Good, good. Arrow, come. Hi. Namaskar. Namaskar.
Got the flower in
और मैं सुबह में 4:30 बजे बट मुझे पता था कि 4 बजे
मैंने भी तो क्या
वो लोग भी बहुत
सबसे यही क्या भाई आगे बढ़ो Oh, sehr gut, sehr gut. Ich war in Art Dubai, mein Lernen put me in Art 1. Learn easily.
And